Welcome back to the final part of the programme where we are going to take a look at what is an important and brand new model from BMW. It's a scooter and it's electric, and it undoubtedly heralds the start of bigger things to come from the German manufacturer. This isn't a first because BMW has had an electric scooter for some time. It was called the C-Evolution and I rode it a couple of years back in Germany and I enjoyed it. It was pretty rapid in the way that electric bikes are, and it handled quite well considering it was a hefty old lump of a thing. It never made it to South Africa. It was too expensive to have any appeal in our local market, and well, you know what our electricity situation is like. It's not exactly reliable, is it? Electric vehicles are really becoming a big thing in Europe. I think it's in a couple of Scandinavian countries where they already account for over half of new car sales. It makes sense there, where most of their electricity is generated by hydroelectric power stations, so it's about as clean as energy gets. Getting your electrically powered vehicle charged up in South Africa, not so green and clean, really. But you never know, maybe BMW will see fit to bring the CE04 to South Africa, where I am sure its very funky looks will ensure it sells a few units despite the price tag that will probably end up being around the 200,000 rand mark. Unlike most concepts, this production model actually looks remarkably faithful to the original concept from 2017, and that's a good thing because on looks alone, it deserves to be a success. The flat seat seems to hover just above the body of the scooter, which is very cool, and I love the fact that they've used solid wheels. I know, I'm easily pleased. Most electric scooters seem intent on looking exactly like their petrol-powered counterparts for some reason. To be fair, like BMW also did with the C-Evolution, not anymore. The different dimensions and packaging of electric power have been embraced with this new look. As well as looking good, the lines of the CE04 and its 15-inch wheels also do a clever job of hiding its size, which is large. It has the same wheelbase as the not very small Triumph Rocket 3, and it weighs just over 230 kilograms, which, drawing the Triumph comparison again, is about 20 kilos heavier than a fully fueled Tiger 900. Underneath the scooter's bodywork is a tubular steel chassis to hold everything in place, and the final drive takes the form of a belt, which is nice and clean and basically maintenance-free, ideal for the modern city-dwelling commuter. The lithium-ion battery pack sits along the length of the body and gives its power to a liquid-cooled, permanent magnet synchronous motor. Don't ask me. All I know is that it's good for bursts of just over 40 horsepower and makes a continuous power of 20 horsepower. It'll get you up to a highway-friendly top speed of 120 k's an hour, and it will get you up to 100 k's in a shade over 9 seconds from the standing start. More importantly, it will get to 50 k's an hour in just 2.6 seconds. Like most BMWs, there's plenty of riding modes with a dynamic mode and ABS Pro available as an option, and there is of course standard ABS and stability control. And there's a bit of help with reversing what is a fairly heavy thing with a walking pace amount of drive if you've parked it facing downhill and need to back up a bit. Range is quoted as being 130 kilometers in full power mode, which is enough for commuters, and a full recharge at home will take you about 4.5 hours. With a level 2 wall charger or public charge point, that goes down to 1 hour 20 minutes, and that same charger will also top up your battery from 20 to 80% in 45 minutes. You can increase the range with the Eco mode that limits acceleration and increases engine braking for higher regeneration of electricity. Of course, there is also a lot of connectivity going on, all controllable through the very lovely and very large TFT screen, which is probably the same one found on the new R1250 RT. There's built-in navigation and the ability to control your phone calls and music and all the usual connected stuff that an old git like me can't be bothered with. Personally, I don't like listening to music or making calls when I'm riding. I think it's dangerous. Yeah, that's bound to fill my inbox with hate mail pretty quickly. Moving on swiftly, I can also tell you that it has a splash-proof and ventilated cubby hole for your phone with a USB-C charging point. How very thoughtful. Almost as thoughtful as the underseat storage compartment that opens up from the side and is illuminated and will handily fit a helmet. For all you phone fanatics, there's an added bonus with a new BMW Parker type riding jacket that has piping that lights up for added visibility at night, and it has a pocket that can charge your phone when you're away from the scooter. Basically, this scooter seems to be just a massive phone charger that you can take with you wherever you go, and where it can't go, the jacket takes over. Right, that is it, unfortunately. That's all the time we have for bikes this week, but fear not, we shall return once again next week with a Husqvarna, amongst other things of a motorcycling nature, so we'll see you then. Bye for now.